Boy don't play. 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 Boy don't play.
What's poppin', y'all? So by now, everyone is aware that Karlissa has gone Karzilla and went nuclear in comment sections and story posts after Chrisean's Danza interview was clipped up by the Neighborhood Talk.
And if it's anything I could do, help, I'm here. The part that really messed with me is that Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. Hold on. I feel like that's what triggered me, and my anger overpowered my message. I didn't get to deliver any way, shape, or right, and I apologize to you. It didn't deserve my words, and the grace you showed me spoke volumes to the season of your life. You're in the right now, and I'm here to support and congratulate you overly. So I said my son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth. If I said it, he had a disability, then he...
Right,
but it's like...
Don't tell me.
I ain't say none of that.
Right.
I ain't say none of that. Watch your mouth. Like, say if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Yeah, anybody. Sure. If they're guessing or whatever, no. The word said what the word said. God said what the God says. I don't have to accept what you... So it's really like me, like, protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son. Yeah. Like, I can't wait when my son start walking and talking. I'm gonna just be like, exactly.
Like I told y'all.
I told y'all. He told y'all. Yeah. Shoot, I was just relaying the message. It's like one of those.
You know, anytime there's an announcement that something is going on with Chrisean, an interview, an event, anything, Karlissa be on the lookout. And then she gets to getting down in comment sections and going live and in her IG story posts, and she does her Karzilla spew everywhere. And this time was no exception. Let's start with her IG story post. Bear with me because there's no punctuations. She says, John didn't even know she was keeping her baby all the way to the 5th month. She said she was having an abortion. Please stop acting dumb. When them doctors told her about them disabilities, she was 5 months. When they give you an amniocentesis during your pregnancy that late, they definitely fill you in with any disabilities or details. No one is to blame but the mother who chose to ignore me during that pregnancy and her slow-ass fans who I was hating. All that can be done is the best for him, and that's what y'all should be promoting. Y'all know that this post was full of bullshit and malarkey because she talked about disabilities known at 5 months and an amniocentesis. Chrisean didn't even have an amniocentesis, but that's okay, because this is going to turn into a Henny debunking video. So grab your popcorn and your Henny and let's pour this shit up. Here's the Zeus DNA test. I'm going to let somebody explain to you what's happening.
There is a test called non-invasive prenatal paternity test.
Say that one more time for the slow folks in the back.
Non-invasive prenatal paternity test.
Non-invasive prenatal paternity test, not amniocentesis.
That can be done anytime after the 8th week of pregnancy. And the mother's blood is drawn and compared to a sample from the father or potential fathers to determine who the father actually is. And it's 99.9% accurate.
And there you have it, the name of the test. And I paused where the needle went into her arm and zoomed in. For those who say the needle didn't go into her arm, it looked like it went into me. And it looked like it went into her arm to Blue, too. Once again, amniocentesis information debunked. There was no needle in her belly. The needle went into her arm. So for all of those people that continue to run these narratives that the DNA test was fake, that needle sure was not. And as for the comments that Karlissa has been leaving in comment sections, which you can pause and read for yourself, still harping on several disabilities, well, you know I'm about to debunk that shit too, right? So come on, strap your seatbelts on, because we're going to travel back into time to when baby Chrisean had his hernia surgery.
And no problem, like, I know he's a little nugget, only 29 days, but there haven't been he didn't stay in the NICU. It was vaginal delivery.
Correct.
He didn't stay in the NICU.
Life has been good. No concerns from a neurodevelopmental perspective or otherwise. No problems with his back that we know of or otherwise, right?
No, but can't they scan and see if everything.
Oh, you would know. If he had any problems, you would know. So only issue is
So
that
you guys would have told me if something was wrong with me before I left?
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah, from the if they had concerns at the hospital at GBMC where you delivered,
right?
Then you generally usually the NICU and such, but yeah.
So he didn't stay in the NICU, and GBMC, the hospital where she delivered at, didn't place him in the NICU, yet Karlissa is out here saying that the baby had some type of disability diagnosis when she was 5 months pregnant. Impossible, because in this video, the baby was 29 days old. So if there were disabilities that were clocked at 5 months pregnant, don't you think they would have known at 29 days old that the baby had some disabilities because it was already discussed? And he stayed the night in the hospital because he was so little and because he was only 29 days old having this surgery, not because of a disability.
Because we're spending the night.
Because he's so little.
Yeah,
we're
spending the night.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Because you're so little.
But I know this is going to fall on deaf ears and they'll never speak on this. It'll only be between me and y'all who watch this video. But Karlissa was not done because she did make other IG story posts and she had more things to say. And the things that she was saying, I'm not going to speak out because if Chrisean does not want these things spoken out over her child, I'm not going to speak them out. Y'all can read this if y'all want to, but I'm not going to read it. And before people start saying, Henny over there digging up old stuff and just won't let it go, shut the fuck up, because Karlissa keeps going back into time and pulling up old receipts. So I'm going to pull up the old receipts. But let us continue and get into the physical therapy of it all. So Karlissa went into her archive and pulled up the text messages between her and Chrisean and said, stop blaming me and sending me this bullshit. I've tried, and she lied and said he was in therapy. Now leave me out of it. And in those messages, Karlissa is saying that she wants to help Chrisean get the baby into physical therapy. And Chrisean is telling her, my baby is in physical therapy. And Karlissa kept pushing the issue. So Chrisean, she flipped on her. And Karlissa kept up with this narrative because she was even down in my comment section clapping back at people because they was tagging her and calling her out for not watching the full video. Shout out to this person here. They said at Karlissa Angelic. This is why it's important for you to watch the entire interview and not just clips for rage bait. And you know what? That's exactly what they be doing to her, and she fall for it every time. But Karlissa responded and she said, if you really gave a funk, you would look up the aggressive therapy that the therapist provides 3 times a week, 1 hour per day, which means you should be promoting her to continually have these therapists coming to her house for, which she means or, her going to them aggressively like she's doing this she means training. I don't need to watch no interview of no one with a 3-year-old that can't walk or talk. He's not exactly 3 yet. He's still 2. But that listening to a funkin' video and practicing some exercises she learned once or twice in the past. You people are she means pathetic. And it's starting to piss me off. Well, Karlissa, you've been pissing people off. The crazy thing about this is y'all sat up here and said that she wasn't getting him any physical therapy, that he's never had physical therapy. Yet here you are saying that she learned in the past. So there means there had to be some physical therapy that you knew about once upon a time, long ago. But Chrisean addressed this whole thing with physical therapy. And Karlissa watched my video. But in case you missed it, let's go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage for you, shall we?
You're in camp. So talk to us what life is day to day.
Let's go.
Inside of that camp and how it feels. Like, walk us through a day of your journey.
So I wake up at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Me and Chrisean, I play this little thing from Grace Oasis. It does this prayer and this scripture. It's like a meditation, but it's like he's talking, he's reading the word to you, but it's only for like 13 to 15 minutes. And I'm changing his diaper, wiping his face, brushing his teeth. And then we start, because he started moving around like he want to walk. So we do like exercises and things that we learned from the physical therapist.
From whom? Say that one more time for us, please.
From the physical therapist. And so we do that like for like an hour. That's like 2 hours, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then I might get a nap in or not. I might just keep going.
So the first part of her mornings, every morning, Chrisean is spending 2 hours with her son. She gets up, she prays, she meditates, and then she goes and takes care of Chrisean Jesus. And she does his exercises with him that she learned from the physical therapist. So what part of all of this has people in such an uproar and in an outrage? Because she said that she's not going to receive any negativity spoken over her son, but that she's going to believe what God told her. And this whole faith without works is dead thing, that is true. But what part of this interview was there faith with no works or works with no faith? There wasn't one. See, the problem is no matter what Chrisean does, no matter what Chrisean says, they're always going to have a problem. And Karlissa is always going to run her mouth. And people are going to believe her like it's the gospel truth because they want to believe negativity. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes to Karlissa and Blue, baby, they are on the outside looking in like the rest of us. So no matter how much Karzilla tries to act like she knows it all and huffs and puffs and stomps and blows smoke and steam all over the internet, the truth of the matter is...
Bro, you don't even know what's going on.
That's going to do it for this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And I'll definitely see y'all in the next spill. Peace, everybody.